Hey guys, we are here doing our question and answer video that I have promised you. This is my husband Andrew.
How's it going?
So we have a fair few questions, mostly from YouTube and one from Instagram, so we'll just jump straight into them. The first question, I'm just looking over here because that's where the questions are. The first question is from KA or Car. What are your plans in the future with pregnancy and flying, and what would you like to have, girl or boy, and do you have any names picked? So my plans in the future with pregnancy and flying are, I'm flying up until 28 weeks of pregnancy, and then I will be going on annual leave, and that runs out at 34 weeks of pregnancy, which is when I'm going to start my maternity leave. So I will only be flying up until 28 weeks of pregnancy. What would you like to have, girl or boy? Me personally, I used to want a boy, but after 7 months of trying for a baby, I am just happy to have a happy, healthy baby. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not too fussed about the gender, just so, I don't know, I feel as if I pick a gender, then it'd be as though I'd be disappointed if I didn't have that gender when it's born.
And do you have any names picked?
None yet.
That's a lie! We have names picked. We do have names picked, but we're not going to share them because we want it to be a surprise for everyone. We have 2 girls' names and a boy's name that we love. Second question is from the creative Emmy at YouTube. Sorry, it's just Shelby back there. Will you continue being a flight attendant when the baby is here? If so, would your husband be more of the one raising the child, or does your airline let you have shorter flights and turnarounds often? I will not be able to be a flight attendant once baby's here because of the unpredictable hours with reserve flights and early starts and late finishes, purely because my husband's job is also quite unpredictable and he's away for weeks or months at a time. So daycare centres aren't open that early, and the town we live in at the moment, I don't have any friends or family here to help me out with baby. So I will be hanging my wings up once I've had baby, and I will no longer be a flight attendant. I will maybe have to look at changing careers later on down the track, or who knows. Does your airline let you have shorter flights or turnarounds often? No. My airline does not work around you. They tell you what you work and you have to do those flights, and if you can't do them, you just can't be a flight attendant. The next question is from Renee Arqui, I think that's how you say it. What was your first reaction to the gender of your kid, and what is the day and month you were born? We don't know the gender of our child, it's too early to find out, and I'm not going to be saying the day and month that I was born purely because I don't want to be able to be found on social media. My family doesn't know, and Andrew's family doesn't know that we are pregnant yet. The next question is from Diane Corey. How long do you plan on working for, and do you plan on returning to work, or will you be a stay-at-home mummy? So I've kind of already answered these questions. I'm flying up until 28 weeks of pregnancy, and I can't return to work due to Andrew's job, and I will be a stay-at-home mummy for as long as I can mentally handle it for. Next question is from Tash Muz. What 3 best girls' names and 3 best boys' names do you like, and may think of keeping your children's names as? We are not going to be going through any names because we would like it to be a surprise for when baby's born. Second question asked by Tash Muz is, how many children do you plan on having? 2. We both agree on 2. So you never know what could happen in the future. We might change our minds after 1, or after 2 we might want more, but for now we're sitting on 2. If you want more than 1 child, when do you think you would start trying for another child? That was also asked by Tash Muz.
Probably 3 years.
I think 3 years is a good age gap between kids. Obviously it's all situational as well. If you're not here if you go away again, or it's all situational, but 3 years that would be ideal for us. Whitney McDermott Nunez, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Do you plan on having a natural birth? I'm planning on not having a birth plan at all, purely because, like Andrew said before with the gender, I don't want to be disappointed if I have a set way in my head that I think the birth is going to go, and then it doesn't go that way. My birth plan is basically going in, and whatever happens, happens. If I want an epidural, I will get an epidural. If it ends in a C-section, whatever needs to happen to get my baby here safely, I'm happy with that. The next question is from Danielle Wojcik. Yep, okay. How will your husband find it working away when the baby comes, and do you have any names in mind?
So obviously, being away is going to suck, but I'm not the first person to do it, and I definitely won't be the last. That's just the nature of the job, I guess.
And we're not going to go through names because we want it to be surprised. Kelly Holbert asked, how did you meet? This was also asked by Luke Nat Hansen on Instagram.
At a mutual friend's party, we had friends that just happened to know both of us, and yeah, we went there and yeah, met up.
Yeah, we were both pretty drunk.
Yeah.
Number 2 asked by Kerry Holbert was, how long have you been trying for kids? We were trying for 7 months before we fell pregnant with this baby. Another question asked by Kerry Holbert was also, how many do you want? 2, so we're happy with 2. The next question is from Chasing My Dream. There's a few questions asked here actually. Number 1 is, for how long will you be working in the air during your pregnancy, and how long will you be staying at home with the baby? What's normal in Australia? So I've already mentioned this. I'll be working until 28 weeks of pregnancy. I'll be staying at home with baby as long as I can mentally handle until I find a different job that suits the hours of daycare. And what's normal in Australia is, for the most part, if you have a full-time job and you've been working with a company for at least a year, you get 18 weeks of paid maternity leave at minimum wage, which is more than a lot of other countries get. I know we're pretty lucky here. Second question was, you're such a positive person, how do you manage to be and stay so positive after you've had a bad experience? I'm assuming this is in relation to our miscarriage that we had. I am not an overly positive person. I am actually a pessimist. The positivity you see on the videos are thanks to my husband. He's an optimist and he balances me out. He's the yin to my yang, so when I'm getting negative and feeling down, he lifts me up and tells me it's going to be okay. Those videos that I recorded after the miscarriage were after I had come to terms with what had happened, and also there's up and down days when you have had a miscarriage, as some of you probably know, and I didn't feel up to recording on the down days. It may have seemed like I was being very positive, but there were times where Andrew would come home from work and I would be crying on the couch with the curtains closed, drinking bourbon, and I don't drink bourbon. So you can thank any positivity to this man. Do you plan on having a gender and name reveal? Yes. So gender reveal, I think you kind of have to come up with a cute way. Do you have any ideas for the gender reveal?
Tell people.
We won't be doing that. We'll do a cute video of some type with pink or blue, and the name reveal will be after baby's born. Last question is from Bishamira. How old are both of you, and when did you meet each other, and do you plan on having an epidural or natural birth? So I'm 25.
I'm 24.
We met each other when I was 18 and Andrew was 17. And like I said before, we don't have a birth plan. I'm not against epidurals. If I want one at the time, I will get one. If I don't, which I doubt, then that's fine. Okay guys, so that was all the questions that you asked from YouTube and Instagram. If you have any more questions that you would like me to answer on YouTube, just leave them down below. Not many questions were directed at Andrew, which surprised me because I thought that was going to be the majority of the questions. Okay guys, thanks for watching. If you'd like to follow our journey, just subscribe below and I will talk to you later. Bye!
See yous.
You ready? You have to actually look at the camera. Don't look at yourself. You have to look.
Oh,
You have to look at here. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. Let me just do my spill. Okay. Stop it. Thanks for watching.